they for 400 years. You see how we feel.
Right.
We tired of them. Imagine how they feel after 800 years. Even though we gave them the liberality of movement, they don't let them practice their religion, but you get tired of being ruled by other people.
Right.
Well, other people is in control of your food, in control of your water. You see what I'm saying? We the only people that don't get tired of that.
Right.
You know, you trust in this wicked mindset for your food and for your water. You are only free as the food you produce. We all still slaves, even the ones of us that's conscious, because as long as we're not producing our own food, we still a slave.
Yeah.
You want to eat out of his hand.
Yeah.
What if he might feed you? Got us drinking cans of chemicals, we call it soda. You know what I mean? Got us eating all this sugar because sugar addicted all of Europe. That's why they had so many sugar plantations, because once they got a taste of it, and you know sugar is actually a drug. It stimulates the same parts of the brain as heroin and cocaine.
Wow.
The craving for sugar is equal to the same craving that a person that used crack or heroin feels.
Wow.
And it was listed as a drug in the early 1900s. You see what I'm saying?
Man.
But now they give you as much sugar as you want. But now you see little things, they like, that's stupid. They saying you can only buy a 32 ounce of a high fructose corn syrup sugar soda out of in New York. No, that ain't stupid. The people that's conscious out there understand the harm of high fructose corn syrup sugar. That's a sugar concentrate. So when you drink that shit, it say 46 grams, it's about 430 grams because it's a concentrate.
Wow.
We make our body a cafeteria for cancer and diabetes.
Yeah.
You know?
Good information, man.
You know, we would use natural sweeteners like stevia and other sweeteners. You know, but now we eating and acting like them. You know, we mixing the wrong food types together.
Yeah.
You know, you're not supposed to mix certain food types together, but they'll call you a 4-course meal. A 4-course meal, you're not supposed to mix certain food types together.
Yeah.
The Prophet Noble Ali said, let your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds, and you won't have anything to worry about on the day of judgment. In a nutshell. Let your good deeds outweigh, you got all these, no, you got to accept him as this, or you got to do this, or you got to take your shahada with us. And no, man, let your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds. You know.
Yeah.
The Prophet Noble Ali said, the foreign language that we need to learn most is Spanish. 1929, mind you. Spanish wasn't the second language of the country then. You see what I'm saying? But look at now.
Yeah.
The language we need the most know is Spanish.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It goes on to say, I ain't gonna read that one, I already touched, but basically that one. In short, I'm not gonna touch bases on that one because everything ain't for everybody. Sister Abraham Little, Temple 425 said the Holy Prophet said in the 1920s, some of my best Moors are still in the church. Let's talk about that. Because Moor is not a religion. This is your nationality. This is your bloodline. The Prophet said some of my best people are still in the church. We don't have a problem. We're not like the rest of the Islamic world. The Moor Sun Symbol of America, we set up, we respect the church. And we taught that anytime we go into a church, it ceases being a church, it becomes a temple. Meaning that's a place for you to go and seek your nourishment, if need be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The Prophet Noble Ali said, I'm not going to read that one. The Holy Prophet Noble Ali said, I like good peas and beans. He said, Allah is going to leave 8% of the Europeans after the disaster. He said there's going to be diseases, earthquakes, etc. that are going to come to the United States of America that's going to take out 92% of the Europeans that's here. Apartheid, because they separate, they where they need to be, and something is headed to them. The Holy Prophet Noble Ali said that there will be so few men that a child will go to the store and return home and tell his mother, I saw a man. Imagine that. We getting there.
Yeah.
We getting there.
Yeah.
You know, you got 6 million single mothers right now. You got 40 million women chasing 5 million men. We getting there. And I'm saying 5 million to be modest. We getting to that point. But as far as character is concerned, we there right now.
Yeah.
A child could go to the store and come home and say, Mama, I seen a man. Because ain't a lot of real men out here.
Right.
You got a lot of boys that's masquerading as men out here. You got little boy-minded. You see what I mean? People in grown men bodies.
Yeah.
That's what's out here. So a child could go to the store right now and come and say, Mama, I seen a man. You know, all they got to do is see somebody that's doing what they supposed to do. Because we're doing the exact opposite.
Yeah.
The so-called black man of America, we're doing the exact opposite. We like the band on the Titanic.
Yeah.
We keep on playing even though we're watching the boat sink. You know, that's us. We keep on playing even though we're watching the boat sink.
Yeah. True.
You know, the prophet Noble Drew Ali said, "My sheep will know the sound of my voice. A stranger will not follow." Everything ain't for everybody. The prophet Noble Drew Ali said, "You can walk down the street by yourself now. One day you won't be able to do that." The prophet Noble Drew Ali said, "Money is going to be burnt in the streets and won't be able to buy much." He said, "And when I put my spirit in the street, you won't be able to sell your car for 25 cents. You know, you're already dealing with fiat currency. Already dealing with an artificial currency right now. You know? And just like during the first Great Depression, that was triggered off by the prophets returning from the Pan American Conference of 1928, that's what kicked it off, because the mandate or ownership of the land, the deed of ownership, was returned to our government, triggered off a scare inside of the investment society, and that's what actually caused the stock market to crash. They're going to teach you a different story. Yeah. We're going to teach you reality. Right. You could Google the 1928 Pan American Conference, and who got the mandate for the United States? We do. So it goes on to say, the prophet Noble Drew Ali said, all nations will turn against the United States one day. And when you got characters like Donald Trump in office, you can see how the pot is being stirred. Other nations not going to hesitate to join a campaign to attack the United States, as long as they feel like the right powers, that they partnering with the right powers. You know, all they got to sense is weakness. Yeah. You know, I don't care how big your gun is. You see what I'm saying? It's your ability to aim it. It's your ability to get it in time. So yeah, you got a powerful military, but your military is not more powerful than God's will.
Right. Right.
Your military is not more powerful than God's will. The prophet Noble Drew Ali said, one day the United States is going to get to a level where they can't do any business unless it's through us. They reached that point, and that's why they had to put Obama in office. You see what I'm saying? Because they got to the point now, man, a European man's face is synonymous with trickery all over the planet. Nobody want to do business with them. Nobody wants to. This is how come they try to scatter us around in their governments. You know what I mean? And parade us around to the rest of the world to try to get some type of compliance. You see what I'm saying? Because they tricked and deceived and misused and abused so many people on this planet that nobody want to do business with them. You know, and in 2008, it was dire. They had to go ahead and select him, you see what I'm saying, to try to save him.
Yeah. Yeah.
From an economic collapse. But you could only flirt with that inflated dollar so long before it's going to end up screwing you. You see what I'm saying? So they got this inflated dollar. You see what I'm saying? And every country that dares to say, I'm going to take my goods off of the gold stand, off of the dollar standard and put it on the gold standard, they get rid of them. Ask Syria. Ask Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. Anybody that dares to even suggest that, they go get rid of them. You know, they want that artificial monopoly money to continue to circulate. You know, I'm going to read one more, because I know we passed the time right now. But, I mean, it's just so, it's so much, right? Wow. And so I'm just trying to give a brief synopsis, a brief understanding of what's headed this way. You know, but the main thing that we need to know, the prophet Noble Drew Ali said, one day we're going to be taxed to death. We there now. See, all these taxes that we under, that wasn't around before 1929. We getting taxed to death. They got a phone tax, cigarette tax, alcohol tax, food tax, tax.
Yeah, exactly.
We're being taxed to death. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right now. Because he was speaking, he said, it will be the third and fourth generations after I'm gone that will see the good of my work, that will see what I was talking about. We that fourth generation. Yeah. You know, we that fourth generation since his passing. Yeah. All the way up until 2029 is that fourth generation. They destruction so close you can stick your tongue out and taste it. Yeah. You know, it's right around the corner. Wow. You know, so you have to, and I have to, and we have to prepare. By first removing our mind, our morals, our ideas, our customs, our culture away from theirs. Yeah. A Chinese person don't assimilate when they come to the United States. They still keep their culture, their identity, still identifying with the Chinese calendar and everything else. Yeah. We have to give them back. Come out of her, my people. Like the scripture said, come out of her, my people. Yeah. It's a must. Yeah. That's the first prerequisite. That'll make that tornado go around your house and go on down the street. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Start acting more like your ancestors. Start acting more moral. Start acting more aligned with what's right by God. Not these social norms. Yeah. This European, he done lost his mind. He will tell you that if you got 2 wives, that's illegal, but you can marry another man, and that's totally legal.
Right.
But that's not what this book say.
Right.
That's in his courtroom. It say the opposite.
Right.
He's dizzy.
Yeah.
You know, our ancestors didn't practice usury. I mean, usury was forbidden. That's taxing the person too much over what it costs to make it. If this remote control costs me $3 to make it, the only thing I can charge you is $3.25.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But they got a word in this country called capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism is the exact opposite of what God wants us down here doing. This is how come they had to destroy the barter system. You know, because everybody was wealthy in their own way. You could have worked with wood, I could have worked with metal, he could have been a farmer, and our goods made us wealthy. Each independent individual's good was their own monetary device. You see what I'm saying? But they coalesced it all. No more barter system.
Wow.
We're going to coalesce it all, and we're going to put this artificial currency as the medium that y'all exchange goods by. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. The last one that I'm going to read. The Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali told the Moors that we sleep too much. And we're not talking about when you lay your head on your pillow, you know what I mean?
Right.
And call yourself resting for the night. But we sleep too much on what's going on in this world, what's going on with this government. The smallest fish in the lake understands every part of it. It know not to take its little butt out there in that deep. It know that them big fish out there and it becomes dinner.
Yeah.
But here we are, we swimming through this society and we don't understand the inner workings of it.
Sleep.
We sleep. You know, and so in closing, because this thing about the service again, we've been doing an hour, but because the conversation just goes on and on. And I would like to have gotten into the 19th book of Revelations as well, but you know, I could only give them so much, you know, at a time.
Right.
But in closing, I'm going to close on a biblical story dealing with David and Goliath. Now notice that in this story, David was a young man, you know, but all of the old men were scared of the Philistines. Fearful to the point that the Philistines said, you know what, they seen them coming, they say, instead of us coming through Israel today and just stumping all y'all out and killing all y'all like we usually do, we're going to send one of our men to fight one of your men. You know what I mean? And whoever win the war for the day.
Okay.
All the Israelites, they shaking in their boots, you know what I mean, scared because, you know, they got some people that swole up and big, okay. And so the Philistines sent out Goliath. And notice where they said Goliath was, a cyclops. He was a giant with one eye. The United States is a giant with one eye. It see things one way. It see things one way, its way. Now we are a young group of men. We are a young group of men. I'm talking about free from bondage, so-called free from bondage. We are a young man. You see what I'm saying? Because we've only been able to operate in and move around society since King's era, about 55, 60 years. Unmolested. I mean, they still doing what they do. Don't get me wrong. They still doing what they do, but I'm just saying, we only here recently been able to try to do something economically and politically, you know what I'm saying, free of the vitriol that our ancestors faced. So we that young man.
Right.
And notice what happened. He had 5 stones. And instead of using all 5, they offered him a big old sword, a big old shield. He said, no, I don't need all that. He said, I don't need all that weaponry. He looked at 5 stones, chose one, put it in a slingshot, hit him in his eye and killed him. You know, because them 5 stones represent the 5 highest principles known to man. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. When love, truth, peace, and freedom have been violated, justice must then take its course. And so the stone that he used was truth. So you could kill this giant just with the truth. Because this giant is puffed up on lies. You know what I mean? So we're going to continue on this rude awakening to knock away at this giant with truth. You know what I mean? That's the stone that we choose. We thank y'all for tuning in. We love y'all. We'll be back at y'all next week, man. All praise be to the Most High. Love your women, your children, your family. Take care of your health. You know, get your health back in order, man. You know, leave some of that sugar alone.
Exactly.
You know, start trying to do things more healthy, man. You know, eating a lot more fruits and vegetables, especially when they get hot. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just be more conscious as a people, man. Just be more conscious. The Rude Awakening, we're going to continue to try to enlighten people with information and facts. You know, we'll go back and look at questions and comments. If anything needed to be commented on later, another date, another program, then we'll get at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes this kind of stuff generates a lot of feedback. You know, we'll see, though. But we up against the sun setting later. You know what I mean? And so people out there on the move.
Right.
You know,
Right.
So we thank y'all for tuning in.
And check out the page, The Rude Awakening on Facebook now, too.
Yeah.
So,
The Rude Awakening, we got our page up on Facebook now. Check it out. All the videos are still being sent over to YouTube. That's Rude Awakening, Honest Sinners. You can check out the videos or send people that hadn't seen it to the videos over there. You know, we thank y'all for your attention, man. We just humbled by having the ability to just try to reach y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
to share
what's about.
information with
Exactly.
y'all.
Exactly.
You know, and be the personalities that devote certain time to it. Because we could be out there ripping and running, playing our radio right now, trying to enjoy the last bit of sunlight too. But you know, sometimes men ain't gotta sit still. You know what I mean,
man.
and do what's
Got
right.
you, man.
Other, you know, overdoing what they may want to do.
Exactly.
You know, gotta have some type of discipline, man.
Yeah.
So we thank y'all. We'll be in next week.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.